Hello, here to perform an attempt to repair. Forgive the background noise, we're on the side of the road, but we'll make do. Now we have our area prepped, we have our wind damage shingle. Now we'll go ahead and get an overview to go ahead for picture documentation purposes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, we are here at 644 16th Terrace Point, Alabama for LeonBell. And we already performed an attempt to repair up here. That failed, but we're gonna go ahead and do a second one just to be thorough. Now, the shingle is already in bad condition. The condition on this roof is terrible. So we're expecting it to fail, but we're gonna go ahead and do this anyways, the second time, to show documentation that it will perform properly. Now we have our tools ready, our standard hammer and our area prepped. We're more worried about the shingles around it and how they're gonna react when we remove and put the shingle back. And then we have our snake tool to mitigate the 45-degree threshold. So let's go ahead and get started for the sake of time. Okay. All right. So we are going to be using the same shingle because it doesn't matter if it's a new shingle or not. We're going to use the same shingle because we're more worried about the shingles around it. So, yeah, we're not going to waste new material when the roof is in this condition, and I can't tell the homeowner that I can do my job to the fullest extent that I can. So we're going to try to get you the best angle here. Let's go ahead and start removing and unsealing the shingles and then start removing some nails. So let's go ahead and start unsealing some of these. Now I can already tell by putting my snake tool under, I'm going to be as delicate as I can, and we're going to stay under a 45-degree. But like I said, this, you can already hear it. The shingle itself is super brittle. I already know I'm going to pierce through some of it at some point because I can't even unseal it the way it should be. A lot smoother than this. I shouldn't have to struggle. But as you can see, even that tearing under the shingle, see, look at that. It's already, so we can document that. Right here, it already tore a little bit. So let's keep going. We're just documenting that so the insurance can see that we're not being overly aggressive. Yeah, look at that. As you can see, tear. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Let's check these out. That one tore a little bit. Okay. All right. Now let's locate some nails and start getting the shingle out. Now we're gonna stay under do our best to stay under a 45-degree because, like I said, that's the. All right. That's one nail. One to go. There's two nails. Now again, we're not going above a 45. Being as delicate as we can, but like I said, I can already see some areas failing. That's another one right there. Okay. There you go. I can already hear the granules falling as well, barely by even moving the shingle. We're not even rubbing it or nothing. Oh yeah. As you can look, when I remove that nail, as you can see, it broke there as well just by taking the nail out. We weren't even rough about it. Okay, let's get another nail out. Okay. think that should be fine. Let's go ahead and check where we're at. Okay. Let's go ahead and document that for photo sake purposes. Shingle removed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, photo. Now let's go ahead and set this aside. And as you can see, one thing I always point out with these videos is whenever, just by, look at that. Look at all the, you can pay attention just above that shingle. Just pay attention to that. Look at all the granules fall from that. Look at that, just by removing it, just by doing that. Look how, we're not even touching the shingle, we're not doing anything. It's just plug and play. Look at that, all the granules. So let's go ahead and set that aside. We're gonna go ahead and, like I said, use that same shingle. Let's get an overview. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, I can already see some areas that failed. Like I said, let's go ahead and put the shingle back in. And we're gonna reuse the same nails. But we'll go ahead and seal it after. The whole point is that we see that it failed around the shingles. And like I said, look at, as you can see, just by putting that in, granules falling. All right. Let's go ahead and get our hammer. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. Now again, this is a longer nail. Should be fine. Again, we're not lifting above a 45. Okay. Try it again. Again, careful not to go above a 45. Okay. Okay, that one in. One or two more should be fine. We're again just here to show the pliability. Let's go ahead and put this here. Okay. All right, going in. Let's go ahead and do one more, just for thoroughness sake. Okay, let's go ahead and get our chalk. Okay. All right, now let's get an overview of that. And as you can see, again, from this angle, you can't tell hardly where the granules are falling because it's already so brittle. But you can go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and mark the areas that it already ripped. See here, right there. See, should look for the spots that I saw it. Oh, here it is. All right. So just in those areas alone is where, when I lifted the shingle and trying to unseal it, it ripped on those areas. So that alone shows that it failed, because I mean, that's not supposed to happen. It's too brittle. So let's get a closer examination. Now see, this is like without even touching the shingle, without rubbing, nothing like that, you can already tell. If just by doing this, look at that. This is the damaged shingle that I'm patting. This is not the other shingles around it. This is, look at that. You can see all the granules falling from that. Look at that. And like I said, this is what's going to happen when you repair it in normal weather conditions. In normal weather conditions, that's what's going to happen. Look at that. And I'm barely even, look at that, I'm barely even, and you can see here, 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 here. So as you can see, granules where it already failed on top of the granules. And like I said, this is without even moving it. As you can see, look at that. So we didn't do anything, we didn't rub, we put the shingle back in, we did everything as normal, but it ripped. So like I said, this attempt to repair failed because this issue is only going to staircase. And when you have this issue and then you have the other wind damage shingles around it, it's just going to staircase and transfer all the way up, and especially going to go over to the other slope. So now when you have this staircasing up, it's going to be the same thing with this. It's going to be the same thing with those other shingles below it. It's going to staircase over, and then now you're going to have to go over to the other slope, and it's going to happen to the same thing. It's just going to follow all the way down, and now you're looking at more than a substantial amount of shingles that will be damaged from the attempt to repair. So, and at that point, that is just not, it's just not feasible to attempt to repair at that magnitude. So at this point, I'm gonna call it and say that it failed. Again, we did everything accordingly. We stuck to the 45-degree threshold. We lifted accordingly. We weren't aggressive. We unsealed the shingles. We put the nails back. We put the shingle back. And like I said, already showed heavy signs. And this was without even, this was being as delicate as we can. So again, I'm gonna call that. Thank you for your time and hope you enjoyed the video.